The Israeli military said it continues to carry out attacks in Gaza, insisting that a ceasefire with Hamas has still not come into effect as the group has not provided a list of hostages to be released.
As of this morning, Hamas is not fulfilling its commitment, and contrary to the agreement, the names of the returning hostages have not yet been transferred to the state of Israel as of this time. At the direction of the Prime Minister, the ceasefire will not take effect as long as Hamas does not fulfill its commitment. The IDF continues to attack even now inside the Gaza Strip as long as Hamas does not abide by its commitment to the agreement with all that it implies.
And joining me is my colleague Akshay Dongre. Akshay, what's the latest you can share with us?
Well, Ramesh, what we are hearing right now from Gaza is that the Israeli defense forces are now carrying out attacks against Hamas targets. According to the latest reports that we are getting from our sources there, casualties have also been reported, with a death toll being reported as high as 8 people who were killed after there were Israeli airstrikes that were conducted by the Israeli defense forces. Now, the IDF has clearly stated that the ceasefire has not come into effect as Hamas has not yet given the list of the hostages that it has to return. And while Hamas has said that it has happened due to technical issue, but the kind of trust deficit that we have seen between the two parties means that until and unless all the conditions are fulfilled of the ceasefire, it will not be implemented. And Israel remains as skeptical as it was several months before against implementing a ceasefire without all the conditions being fulfilled. And now the kind of response that we are seeing from Israel in itself is also that there are now different groups that are in fact raising different kind of demands. For example, the Israeli minister from the hardline Hebrew group that has resigned the government clearly goes on to show that there is a large sect of hardliners that do not want a ceasefire to come into effect and who want the war to continue until and unless all the threats against Israel are completely annihilated. A lot of groups that are raising different voices in Israel itself. But as far as the ceasefire is concerned, it has not yet come into effect, despite the time being announced of ceasefire being at 6:30 GMT. But it is way past that, and until and unless Hamas gives a list of the hostages that are returning today, the attacks attacks in Gaza against Hamas will also not stop. Back to you.
Akshay, do stay on. We're getting some breaking news again from Israel as we speak. This is news just coming in. Hamas says it has released the names of 3 Israeli women hostages who are to be freed on Sunday. This is breaking here on DD India as we speak. Hamas says it has released the names of 3 Israeli women prisoners and hostages who are to be freed on Sunday. As we stay on this news, Akshay, do walk us through this news that's coming in that the 3 names have been released. So the ceasefire can be expected to remain in place for the foreseeable future as well?
Well, if Hamas has given the names of the hostages that are to be released, and if, let's say, the Israeli government is assured of the return of these hostages, then we can expect some ceasefire implementation to take place. But as we have been reiterating that the trust deficit is in fact at an all-time high between Hamas and the Israeli government. We have seen that many a time ceasefire implementation has been announced by both the sides, but it did not take a lot of time for both the sides to in fact taking a U-turn and going against their word as far as ceasefire is concerned, and trying to retaliate against each other. Ceasefires have also been seen as an opportunity to have strikes even before the other side is ready. Preemptive strikes have taken place from both the sides whenever ceasefires have been announced. So if Hamas has given the names of 3 hostages, and if these are the only hostages that are to be released today, then we can expect the ceasefire ceasefire implementation to start, at least the first phase to begin. But there are a lot many phases, a lot more needs to be done as far as permanent ceasefire is concerned, which is going to take a lot of time before it actually converts into reality on the ground. Back to you, Ramesh.
Right, Akshay, thank you for that update. Appreciate it. Just to bring our viewers up to speed with the latest news coming in from Israel, mediators have told Israel they have received hostage names. Mediators have told Israel they have received the names of 3 hostages to be released on Sunday as part of the Israel-Hamas ceasefire agreement. The list is not yet in Israeli hands, reports Reuters, but AFP is reporting that Hamas has released the names of 3 Israeli women hostages who would be freed sometime on Sunday. Akshay, thank you. Appreciate it.